Obviously, you like those new guys, the influx of talent. So the thing that makes them good is what I really believe when you watch them up front is their front five really good, veteran group. Do a great job of protecting the quarterback and running the football. And when you got guys up front, it makes you really different. And then they're able to balance out, like I said, their run and their play action game. But up front is where they're as different as anybody we've seen.
Some people compare that to like an NFL offensive line. Is that stretching it, or is it?
I think they've got some guys who have the ability to play on Sundays.
Yeah.
You know, more than one or two, and so that's what makes these kind of games exciting. And to me, that's their heart and soul of their team, is the guys on both sides of the ball up front.
As coaches, do you in a game like this, do you have to kind of guard against not doing what you do and doing things differently than you have the rest of the year?
We always do. It's always about Mississippi State at our place. It's never about anybody else, and I mean that humbly, and taking no shortcuts on Alabama. They already know, but we do what we do, and we try to do it as well as we can possibly do it week in and week out. Because at the end of the day, that's what you control.
Because the perception is that we have to throw some new stuff at Alabama just because they're Alabama. That's not accurate.
I don't believe it is. At this point you're over midway through the season. We are who we are. We don't have any free agents coming up and anything like that. So you know what your guys do and what your guys do at a high level. And what you try to do is create matchups to what your opponent does week in and week out.
You talk about the Alabama rushing game is pretty strong, obviously. You guys, from game to game, have had varying levels of, some games, I think Kentucky had 84 yards rushing. Tennessee had a little over 200. Is that scheme, is that based on opponent? And
it's a little bit of both.
How does that change maybe for Alabama?
You know what happens is you try to make everyone play left-handed. If you're playing Tyler Bray and his group, and a guy who was leading the country in pass efficiency, I mean, and one of the top 10 in throwing the ball in the country. What happens is you're going to play more coverage. You're going to play somebody inside and over the top of our receivers, which gives them some run opportunities. And so we were able to do that the week against Kentucky. They were playing young guys, so you knew they would try to take care of him by running the football. So you want to load up the box and see if he could beat you throwing the football. So every week's just a little different. The thing that makes Alabama different is they're exceptionally good in both areas. They can run the ball as well as make good decisions throwing the football. So you definitely have your work cut out, but we got to change. We got two pretty good corners who I think match up as well as anybody in the country. I think we got some big guys up front who are really hard to move, and so we just got to go out and play really well and play at our level.
I know you